Whole civilizations didn't vanish because of war or fire. They disappeared because aggressive tropical ecosystems rapidly consumed them. Across the dense, triple canopy rainforests of the Amazon basin and the Mesoamerican lowlands, the jungle functions as an impenetrable vault. Once an urban center is abandoned, canopy closure happens within mere decades. The forest floor is plunged into deep shade, establishing a high-humidity microclimate that accelerates structural decay. The soils underlying many of these forests, highly weathered oxisols, are naturally acidic. This continuous low pH chemical weathering actively dissolves calcium carbonate, systematically erasing bone, shell, and the limestone stucco that once coated monumental architecture. Simultaneously, root exudates and physical intrusion from the forest tear at buried minerals. Over a single millennium, towering stone pyramids are physically collapsed and reduced to what appear to be natural topographical mounds. The dense canopy acts as a flawless optical shield. If you want to find these hidden cities, standard visual observation is completely useless. For centuries, early archaeologists relied on compass and tape surveys, carving narrow linear transects through the dense jungle by hand with machetes. Line of sight was often reduced to less than 10 meters. Because these early terrestrial surveyors could only map what they physically bumped into, they successfully documented the massive, undeniable centers of political power. But they remained completely blind to the vast, low-density urban sprawl extending beyond those central plazas. This extreme sampling bias birthed the myth of the Green Hell, a false historical model portraying these civilizations as isolated ceremonial centers surrounded by an empty jungle incapable of supporting large populations. To see the connecting tissue, researchers needed to look beyond the visible light spectrum. Early aerial photography over the tropics failed catastrophically, capturing nothing but an ocean of green leaves. Modern space archaeology bypasses this limitation by utilizing synthetic aperture radar from orbit to penetrate weather cover and moderate foliage. Instruments utilizing L-band radar emit a microwave pulse with a 23-centimeter wavelength. This longer wave passes straight through the leaves and small branches of the canopy, interacting directly with massive tree trunks and the ground surface itself. While orbital radar is highly effective for identifying macro-scale regional networks, achieving the sub-meter precision required to map individual family houses requires descending into the atmosphere. This is the domain of airborne light detection and ranging, or LiDAR, fired from low-altitude aircraft or drones. An airborne unit fires hundreds of thousands of laser pulses per second straight down. A single pulse yields multiple returns, scattering off the upper canopy, then mid-level branches, until a fraction of the photons finally strike the true ground surface and reflect back to the sensor. By compiling these measurements, scientists generate a massive, three-dimensional point cloud containing billions of geolocated data points. But simply capturing this data isn't enough. The true discovery is only possible when analysts computationally erase the forest. Analysts perform this algorithmic deforestation using sophisticated mathematical filters, most notably the progressive morphological filter. This mathematical algorithm progressively strips away all elevated vegetation points, leaving behind only a pristine, bare earth digital terrain model. The resulting maps reveal urban landscapes at a massive scale. In Mexico, researchers reprocessing old environmental data identified Valeriana, a previously unknown Maya site with over 6,700 documented structures. In the Upano Valley of Ecuador, LiDAR scans exposed a 2,500-year-old network of earthen platforms and orthogonal road grids engineered to link cities across 300 square kilometers. And in 2026, drone mapping on the arid coast of Peru documented a massive Chimu ritual corridor seamlessly intertwining with a newly discovered 100-hectare agricultural complex. These discoveries prove that complex, dense urbanism was ubiquitous across tropical environments, effectively ending the assumption that the jungle was an empty void. As these datasets grow exponentially, the sheer volume of high-resolution spatial data threatens to overwhelm human analysts, requiring the integration of computer vision models. Advanced convolutional neural networks are trained on thousands of known architectural typologies. They rapidly scan unprocessed terrain models and output probability heat maps, directing human experts straight to statistical anomalies. But mapping the unseen carries grave ethical risks. Publishing hyper-accurate topographical maps of unprotected sites essentially provides a treasure map to organized black market looting syndicates. Responsible cartography requires actively obfuscating exact geographic coordinates and forming structural data-sharing partnerships with living indigenous communities to protect their ancestral heritage. The empirical reality mapped by these lasers completely shatters the defunct green hell model. These ancient populations were absolute masters of highly sustainable garden urbanism. They actively managed forest biodiversity and engineered massive hydrological systems that sustained immense populations for millennia without systematically destroying the broader ecosystem. As modern humanity faces severe climate change, these unhidden cities provide vital empirical blueprints for our future resilience.